What's up, guys? Yeah, that was pretty badass. I am so happy with that new countdown screen. That's courtesy of our friend D. Holy shit, so good. I love the song too. Yeah, guys, I don't have much to say. It's a little earlier edition of Friday Night Live, but that just gives everybody a little bit more time to hang out after and go do your thing. So, you know what? I'm just going to stop talking. So without further ado, we're going to jump right into this. We got Bryan from AB Genetics. See you guys in a minute. How's it going, man?
What's going on, Chris?
Almost had a little technical issue there at the beginning, but I'm glad we got that all sorted out just in time.
Yeah.
Awesome. All right, guys. Bryan from AB Genetics. Bryan, you want to introduce yourself to anybody that may not know you?
Yeah, sure. Yeah. So AB Genetics. So I own it, by myself. Me and my wife actually we got in like 3 years ago. So this is our second season breeding, and it's going good. It's going good. We're having a lot of fun.
That's awesome. How many clutches have you guys had so far?
This year I've had 3. I got 3 more. I got 1 more just getting ready to get laid, and then I got 2 more coming up. Ovulation's already done. So.
And this is your second year breeding?
Yeah.
Damn, that's not bad.
No, and it's stuff I want too. So I'm actually this year. Last year I just I made a couple of hets and a couple good het clutches, and I hatched myself a couple of really good visual clown females, and sold everything else, got rid of everything else. And this year I've really been working hard on double hets. So yeah, I'm setting myself up for the future. I'm trying not to get in too fast, too hard, buy everything. So I just got some key elements that I like. And so this year I'm just focusing on my future.
And that's the way to do it. Like,
yeah,
you could have hundreds of thousands of dollars, but there's just something to be said about sort of building your own collection your way and, you know, breeding to make the stuff you want to make and, you know, just going from there. And there's always time later on to pick up, you know, that power animal or this or whatever. But, you know, sometimes you just got to spend time working on your own collection and just building your own shit up.
Yeah, absolutely. And it also, I mean, there's nothing wrong with buying stuff either. You know, we all know lots of people.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, there's something great about buying stuff and just banging out awesome clutches right off the bat. But you know, it's a bit more cost effective, and there's something nice about creating your own future and carving your own path, right? So I love it. I'm having a great time.
There's also just something special about raising up those animals that you hatched yourself. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
Like just watching those animals grow, it's just the coolest feeling in the whole world.
Yeah. When you hatch something out and then, you know, you're watching it grow, you weigh it, you see it hit that 1,000 gram, you see it hit 1,500, you start pairing it for the first time.
Mm-hmm.
It's a really cool feeling. No, and then, you know, you always, I don't know if you guys do, but I always go back and look at my pictures of these amazing animals that I've hatched, and I look back at me cutting the egg and seeing it in the egg, and now pairing it up and breeding it. It's amazing to see.
It's the best feeling in the entire world, especially like opening like an adult female bin on something that you were really excited to make when it was like this big, and seeing it, you know, almost ready to breed, and like it's the coolest feeling in the world.
That's right.
Sorry, by the way, just real quick, shirt shout out for Pete Snakes, guys, on Melusine Exotics channel tomorrow night. He's being interviewed, so guys, go check that out. Go follow him on Instagram, Facebook, all that crap. Sorry, Brian. All right. We're going to jump into some of these set questions. You kind of touched on it a second ago, but do you want to tell people a little more about what you're working with?
Absolutely. So, I mean, it's no secret. Up until now, I've been focusing on clown a lot. And I have a lot of established quality animals that I've produced and I've been working on. So I'm really happy where my clowns come. So that's why I said this year I'm more focusing on double heads. But I am doing some visuals as well.
Mm-hmm.
But really the visual, like, so the genes I brought in that I'm raising up that are just starting to pair and breed this year were all ideal genes that I brought in before. Ideal morphs, right? So blackhead, obviously blackhead, spot nose, confusion, you know, like awesome stuff. So so definitely this year I've already put out a really good double head hypo clown clutch.
Nice.
Which I love. I know that Mutation Creation is doing amazing hypo clowns. Will Nussman, like there's some incredible hypo clowns, and it's just such an awesome project. So I'm really excited for that.
The thing about that project, though, is there's so many people in it that are already making so many awesome things. When you're making the double heads, you're like, man, I'm never going to touch these guys. Like, I have my first female double hat hypo clown that I made myself. My first one is finally almost a size. Like, nice. I'm so far behind.
Yeah, aren't we all, though? You know, so I really, I mean, you've been doing this way longer than I have. I know you're like 10 years in, right?
Something like that. But I mean, I was in and out. So, I mean, I'd probably say 12 all in. And then there was like a 5-year gap that I only kept like a couple snakes. So,
yeah. So this is like it's a good second win, right?
Oh, yeah. No, I've been thinking about this a lot the past little while just because it gets brought up a lot on like these shows and other interview shows. But like, I don't think it could have happened a better way because being in it before, getting out, and then coming back has allowed me to gain a whole new appreciation for everything.
Yeah.
And especially where the hobby's at right now, right? So it's...
Well, and I'm sure it allows you to really see your path, where you really want to go. You know.
Absolutely, man.
I think anyway.
Sorry, I cut you off with the hypoclown stuff. Is there anything else you want to tell people you're working on?
Yeah, absolutely. So I have a clutch dropping soon that is Lavender Clown, which I love.
Nice.
Yeah, I love Lavender Clown projects too. So I'm really, really excited for that one. That's going to be something I push really hard. I'm not big enough to get into the triples yet, but I'm definitely pushing doubles. So, you know, the next 5 years, I'm really going to hit doubles.
Yeah, and you know what? It's funny because I'm kind of half-assed in a triple recessive project, but that's only because last year the pied that I used to make my double het clown pieds just happened to be 100% het hypo. So I made 3 combo girls that I held back that are all 100% double het and then 50% het hypo. So I'm like kind of in the hypo clown project, I guess. Statistically, at least 1 out of those 3 should prove, if not 2 of them. I just don't want to go after that. You know what I mean?
I might passively be in a triple recessive right now without even knowing. And it was actually you that messaged me one day, and you brought it up, and it was my lesser spot nose clown, and I brought this boy in from Justin a couple years back.
Yep.
And right, and so he's weird, he's strange, he's different looking. I've made some videos about it, and you know, we had no idea what was going on with this guy at first, but there's definitely something different about him. And I started producing things last year, and all of a sudden, in the first year of breeding him, I have daughters, like, you know, females coming out from him, lesser spot nose blade clown, and she's almost identical to the dad. So obviously, whatever's going on with him, I'm hoping carried through into her, but it's sporadic, so it doesn't come out in everything. And then I hatched an Orange Dream lesser double het hypo clown. And I start flashing pictures of all these up. And you messaged me and you asked if I got this male from Billy. I said, no, Justin. And you actually said, well, that even makes it more concrete. I said, most of the clown stuff you're getting from Justin has potential to have a lot of pied in it, het pied.
Het pied works around a lot of his clown shit.
And you know what's funny is after you messaged me, I actually sent him a picture of all these animals with het pied markers. And he actually messaged me right away, and he was like, they might be het pied. Yeah. You guys got a point there. So that I'm crossing.
I hope that animal proves for you, man. If that's a friggin' visual clown het pied, and you have all these babies you held back from them too, like, oh man, that would be awesome.
And anything that I produce with that male that comes out strange with het pied markers, I kept them all. So I'm hoping, and if this guy ever proves that het pied.
So does that mean your double het lav clowns came from him too?
No, I didn't get double hets. I produced them. So I produced the clutcher by putting the lesser spot nose clown from him into a black pastel lavender female I got actually from Billy, an adult.
But what I'm saying is it came from that male, right?
Oh yeah.
So those animals might be het Holy Grail.
They might be het. Yeah.
That's crazy. That's amazing.
Yeah. So this whole time I'm producing, I'm like spitting out triple hets, and I have no idea. I'm hoping it's really exciting, and I'm going to prove it out. I'm going to try anyways.
Yeah, no, honestly,
you'll be the first guy message.
Every as soon as you posted about it, I was like, man. And the funny thing is, the reason I asked you if you got it from Billy is because a lot of Billy's, all of it, like almost all of his leopard clown stock and spot nose clown stock came from Justin, like the original animals. And stuff has been proving out sort of not the original animals because he doesn't have them anymore, but like down the line stuff's been proving out. So that's why I thought you might have got it from him. But then when you say you got it from Justin, I was like, well, that's the whole reason I was asking anyway. That makes sense.
Yeah. I hope so. I mean, imagine that, right?
It would be incredible. It would be unbelievable. I could not hope for more for you, man. But we're going to jump to this question in the chat. Kathleen, Melusine Exotics. What snake made you want to breed? Like what combo of ball python? Was there a specific animal?
Well, the first animal I got was a lavender het pied. But I wasn't really considering breeding at that point. I got him because I loved the look of him, of course. Nice lab. But it was obviously getting on YouTube, watching stuff, mutation creation videos, Justin videos, Aussie videos. I as soon as you start watching all this stuff with lavender, with clown, so definitely my first hard investments were clowns, and it wasn't from one specific person. It was from everybody. It was just as soon as I started watching YouTube videos about other breeders and what they're doing, it just fired me right up. And how can you not? How can you not look at all these amazing things that are going on in the industry and not want to be involved in some way?
It's really funny that you say that, because I remember when I was not brand new in the hobby, but still fairly new, and YouTube was really just becoming a thing. Not many people even knew what it was. You know what I mean? It wasn't huge. And I remember back then watching videos, and there'd be a video a year from Nerd, or there was the Snake Bites TV, the old crap, right?
Yeah.
And you'd see stuff Cinnamon Bumblebee, and people would be like, holy fuck, that's amazing. Just losing their mind, and just to see how far it's come and see new people get in now and just be you go on YouTube and holy shit. And it's just all these things that back then we never even imagined would have ever been possible. And we're there now, right?
Yeah.
And who's to say in 10 years from now where that's going to be? It could be the stuff we're making now could just be everybody's base collection.
Absolutely. And that's amazing too, that, I've watched YouTube for a long time on other people breeding, but what's amazing to me is thinking, I'm new, and there's a lot of new guys out there that are 2-3 years in and already making amazing stuff. And when you think about 10 years down the road, what's going to be going on, it's just so exciting to see. And I hope everybody has an incredible collection, and just imagine how awesome things are going to be then. Right?
Well, sorry to cut you off there, but the funny thing about that is everybody's always got to get ahead. The more people that have amazing collections, the more cool animals are going to be out there for you to be able to buy and
absolutely
make your own cool shit with. So
yeah. And that's a really cool thing about this industry as well is you're not pitted against anybody. It's almost like golf. You're on your own. You're competing against yourself, and you just want to see how good you can do, and you want to explore new things and see what happens and see where everything goes. And there's no competition. There shouldn't be any bickering between people, and everything should be enjoyed and supported, right?
Yeah, and it's just crazy the difference between before and now, right? Because for the most part, this hobby is supportive now. Yeah, it's a complete shift from what it was. It was just, I don't know, the whole thing is just really nice to see.
And the more, the more supportive it is, the more positive it is, and the harder people push everything, then the more people come into it, the bigger it grows, and the more people are involved. So,
I had a question here for you. There it is.
I saw that. Yeah.
So, dream combo that you're not already working with.
Man, that's a good one. I like a lot of the stuff that I have. It's not visual yet. I have a lot of incredible heads. Some of my favorites are Blackhead Confusion. I already named a few, right? Blackhead Confusion I love, especially mixed with recessives. But actually, two of my favorites are that I don't have. One of them you have, and one of them you hate.
Oh, no.
Yeah. So
wait, I need to know both.
One is Stranger.
Oh, sick. Okay, yep.
It's awesome. It's so good, but
I fucking love it, man.
You got me on that because I just can't afford that yet. But I'll bring it in one day. But like I said, I'm on my own path, so I'm enjoying what I'm doing. The other one that you hate is Wookiee.
Just for the name, man. If we could just get a quick name on that damn thing.
But you know what? It's on its own, fairly simple, not overly impressive. But as soon as you start seeing the combos put out, the Wookiee is so amazing to see, right?
Honestly, I don't hate what Wookiee does. It's definitely a cool gene. I genuinely don't hate what any gene does as long as you don't say G-Stripe. But no, dude, I hate stripes so much. They're just so boring.
I know. You know what?
I'm going to answer this question to you. I already jumped off it. This was posted today. I don't know if you guys can see this. Ah, crap.
I saw that.
That is Will, Royal Canadian Reptiles.
That's right.
ODYB Fire Cypress Spot Nose. That's the combo I want. I didn't know I wanted it. I want it.
Now you know, right?
Oh my God!
You know how many times you've heard this story of everything? Oh, the game is dead. Ball pythons are dead. Look at what gets produced on a daily basis right now. That's never been done. This stuff is amazing, you know. And that was a het too, wasn't it? That wasn't even
a het clown.
How crazy is that?
That's insane.
It's awesome.
Okay, so next question for you.
Yeah, let's hit the question. My first big goal in the hobby?
Yeah, what was your first big goal in this hobby?
Visual clown.
That was mine too. That's perfect.
Yeah. And you know what? I know a lot of people bag on clown because it's been done a lot, but there's still a lot to do. There always is. It's gonna go on for a long time, hopefully forever.
I have to send you some pictures when we're done.
Yeah.
Oh no, I really do. It's kind of nuts. I cut a clutch on Thursday. No, Wednesday. Yeah. Holy fuck.
Okay, well, I look forward to it.
Yeah, I'll send you some pictures. They're not out yet, but let's just say there's some very simple genes that people just overestimate in recessives, man. It's crazy.
I know. Well, look at yellow belly. I mean, you put YB is the most overplayed, outdone gene.
That's one of the ones that's in what I got.
Absolutely. You see some of the combos that yellow belly's in with clown, and if you took yellow belly away, the animal wouldn't be half as nice. So it doesn't matter, you know. If the genes work, they work.
Tyler, that's funny.
When was that?
When was that, Tyler? I'm very, very confused. Oh, actually, something we haven't touched on for anybody that's curious. Bryan, where are you located?
I am located north of Toronto.
That's all you have to say. You don't have to give exact coordinates.
Yeah, north of Toronto.
Okay, so just in case anybody's watching, he's not American.
No, I'm Canadian for sure. See, I said for sure I'm Canadian. I'm right now.
Okay, so you touched on kind of what you're waiting for right now, but what's your wrong one?
Yeah.
One. How many clutches are you actually expecting this year total?
6 total.
Oh, okay, so it is 6.
I would love to say that, you know, in the next 5 years I want a warehouse filled with tons of racks and tons of, but what's more important to me, which I think most people would like to say, is what's important to me is I want to, not to name drop, but I like the way Ozzy's doing it, and I'd like to go that route where I keep it smaller and higher quality. And if it grows to a facility, I love it. I can't wait. That's what I'd love to do. But if it doesn't, I would much rather have really high quality rather than volume. And there's nothing wrong with volume, but that's the way instantly that attracted me. That was the path I wanted to go down. I'd rather keep it small and just push higher quality. Yeah, see, it's kind of funny because when I first started back, my goal was to make everything just high end, right? I don't know why. It's just kind of what I had in my head. And the further we've sort of gone as a Reptile Ward and stuff, I've realized that actually what I'm aiming for, I want to make a majority of middle ground stuff. Right. Stuff that sells from anywhere from $1,000 to like maybe $2,200. You know, some combo like recessive hats and just some cool stuff with the odd animal just being like, holy fuck. Yeah. And just those ones I just keep and I just pretend I never even made them, right? Like I just hoard them back. And that's kind of where I've landed on. Like I like being able to pump out a clutch like this the Pied Het DG clutch I just came out with. We got 6 Pieds. We're keeping 2, the 2 females, and I've already had offers on 3 of the males.
And those are all over $2,000. Like,
right.
That's the ideal clutch for me. I get to keep 2 cool animals, and I sell the rest to make a little bit of money. Like,
absolutely. And you know what? That's a perfect structure too, right? Is you keep a couple high quality ones for yourself, get your stock higher quality, and you're able to sell high quality animals to people and help them lift their stock and make a little money so you can reinvest and keep going with yours. So that's the perfect strategy for sure.
Okay, this is a good question. Hold on.
Okay, that is a good one. Does it have to be a ball python?
I don't think so, but why don't we do both? Why don't we pick another species and then pick what you think is the ugliest combo or morph?
Okay, so the ugliest snake, period, to me, and it's while it's ugly as hell, it's really cool. Is that someone's got it. It's in the water. Elephant trunk snake. God, that thing is ugly, but it's cool as hell. Like I'd have one, but it's ugly.
That's a good one.
Ugliest ball python. I don't know. I don't think so. I've always been a firm believer that I watch people just shit on morphs, and I don't agree with it. Like take pastel. Everybody hates pastel. You put that in the Desert Ghost, and it blows your mind. It's awesome. So everything just has its place.
What kills me is people are like, "Oh, pastel sucks," and then somebody makes a pastel pied for the first time, and they're like, "What the fuck is this? It's the craziest thing I've ever seen." That's what pastel does to pied, dude. Like, yes, like, duh. Like, fuck off.
Some of the coolest combination Desert Ghosts I've seen have pastel in it, and pastel was the reason why it looked so good. So, that's all relative, I guess, to whoever's looking at it. To me, everything's got a value, and some things are valued less or more, and some high valued morphs to me don't look as great as some lower valued morphs.
So Kathleen is saying it's banana, and I think we all need to bully Kathleen out of the chat.
Yeah, I have a banana blade het clown girl that's just about to start breeding. So
nice.
Yeah.
Did you make her, or did you get her from someone?
Actually, I bought it from Christian Morphendorf's.
Oh, nice. Yeah. He has some nice banana stuff in his clown food over there, so that's
Christian's awesome, and he's such a good guy too.
I don't have to. You just did it for me. No, but my choice would be those weird ass sand boas. Not like Kenyan sand boas. Those things are adorable. I'm talking about that one you always see on the memes with the weird eyes on the top of the head.
Yeah, they almost look like a puppet.
Yeah, no, I thought it was fake the first time I saw it. Here's a good one. ARS or Freedom Breeder?
How much money have we got?
Money's no option.
Freedom Breeder, stainless steel. But ARS is amazing too.
I still prefer ARS.
It's all, you know what? Whatever allows your animals to be healthy, breed, and do well, and eat, and
Okay, so I already accidentally put this on the screen, but we'll actually get into it this time. So what's the reason you do this? Like, what made you want to work with animals?
I've worked with animals for better part of 25 years, just not ball pythons, but nice. I had blue tongue skinks for about 25 years. I bred them, sold them, loved them. They're incredible animals. They're great family pets. I really enjoy blue tongue skinks, and I was actually into keeping really rare, aggressive, predatory Amazon fish for most of my life.
Wow, that's crazy.
It is, and if any of you are interested in looking, I have a YouTube video up about one of my old Hopelius ameras. It's an amera. It's like a wolffish from the Amazon, and they grow to about 4 feet, and they're hyper aggressive.
Oh my God!
Their territory goes out of their tank, so when you walk into a room, they'll start trying to go at you, even though you're 10 feet away. and if you put your hand in that tank, it's going to get bit, and you're gonna have to get stitches.
Oh my God, that's crazy!
Yeah, they're one of the most dangerous animals I've ever been around.
It's actually kind of funny though that you said blue tongue skinks, because the only other species I personally keep right now, other than hognose, everybody knows I do hognose. I have one blue tongue skink. She's in the other room right here. She's actually the only animal here with me right now, other than the cats. And I have no idea if it's like a male or a female. I picked it up from an expo. It was cool looking. I don't even know what the locale is. Like, it's just, she's awesome.
Yeah, they are awesome. They have the coolest temperament.
Mm-hmm.
They love socializing with humans. Like, I would bring my animals out with a room full of kids, and they'd pass them all around. They loved it. They never bit, never attacked me. Now,
I've heard that breeding them is a challenge, though. Like, it's a little.
They fight really bad. They fight.
Yeah.
But I've heard of some people having some really aggressive ones that are just not social. But mine weren't like that. So I guess it was luck of the draw.
My girl's huffy, but once you have her out, she's just like, okay, whatever.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. I know.
This is a really good question.
Name a gene or hit the most expensive snake ever.
Because the most expensive snake ever, I don't know if D realizes, is a lot of fucking money.
Yeah.
Like, you're probably looking north of 150 grand. If we're going like back to when like they were first discovering variations in genes,
right?
Like when they're first finding like spider and pin, like I bet you it's north of 150 grand US.
Now, me personally, I'd rather name a gene.
I think I would too.
Yeah, because you know what? How cool would it be to be able to stamp your name on the industry, for future generations after you're gone.
Mm-hmm.
And that'll be like a bit of a legacy. Like that to me, that's important. That's a really, really cool thing is being able to put an imprint on the industry. Of course, everybody loves money, but the respect is good too. Like that's a really good thing.
Yeah, the more I think about this, the tougher it is because like I already have names in my head that I want to name genes if I discover them. Like just because I'm a psychopath. What's that? Wouldn't that be funny though? If after all the bullshit I talk, I end up naming something after something from Star Wars?
Yeah, like a Skywalker morph or something.
No, I would probably name one. And I've actually been talking to people recently about what I would want to name a gene if I got to. And it would be redacted. So the morphs would always be like something redacted, something like, I don't know why I want to name a morph that, but I just think it would be hilarious.
Or how about do something like Prince, where it's just a symbol?
Just the $sign.
Yeah.
That'd be fucking funny.
Yeah.
Lane, LRP Reptiles. What are your thoughts on GHI?
I love it. I wasn't really going to bring this up, but I have a really big, incredible group of animals in Amsterdam right now that I'm hoping to get over here before the end of the year. I'm waiting on a few other animals to get born and raised up.
Mm-hmm.
And GHI is in one of them. Yeah, and I don't have GHI right now. So.
Oh wow, GHI is one of my favorite genes. I've yet to have a female reproduce, just because I have bad luck. But right now we have a GHI Krypton 50% head hypo. That seems like she's just starting to build. So she'll be going to the stranger.
Yes. Yeah.
And I cannot wait for that.
You know what? Stranger is one of my favorite things. I'm so jealous of you. And when I see you talk about it, I'm like, man, as soon as you get that thing and you start putting out clutches, there's other stranger in Canada? You got to be one of the only ones.
So Billy had the original one to come into Canada, then it passed away. Okay. Then Michelle and Paul brought in a single gene stranger female. I don't know anybody else that has it. Then out of the babies that came from that, they kept 2 males. They sold me a male, and they sold Will a male and a female.
Okay. And
I think that's it.
They're het, right? Het clown, you said?
Yeah, they're all 100% het clown. They all were from a Superfly yellow belly leopard clown to the stranger.
Badass combo.
Well, and then I got lucky because I ended up with everything except fire. So I got the pastel yellow belly leopard stranger het clown male.
Yeah, that's awesome.
And I just got lucky because I happened to be there, when they cut the eggs, and I was like just harassing them the entire time. But actually, the clutch I was telling you about that I cut on Wednesday, your stranger is one of the potential dads.
Right.
So it's looking like I missed the stranger, but I don't know yet because of I'll explain to you after. I'm not sure if they're stranger or not.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
This is a good question from Tyler again. What do you want to do to help the industry?
Oh, to help the industry. So, by the way, my apologies for the stare down. So if I did that, I didn't mean to. But you know, at Billy's facilities, there's a ton of people doing a ton of shit. So you're just kind of.
If you were ever there when I was there, I'm pretty sure I probably just ignored you half the time because there were so many people in and out of there.
Yeah, you did. I went and picked up some of the adult females when you were there, and you were bitching how Billy wouldn't sell them to you instead.
That sounds exactly right. That sounds like me.
Yeah, but it's all good. So, so what do I want to do to help the industry? Okay, so definitely something that seems like it should be really important to everybody here is beefing up Canadian industry. Because the U.S. is huge, and you know, they're doing so much over there, and there's so many people, and Canada's growing. I mean, you know, we're all part of it, which is amazing. But in my opinion, we can do, you know, we can do huge things in Canada. Canada has a lot of talent and a lot of ambition. So I really think that Canada is going to blow up, and I'm really happy to be a part of that.
And it's actually kind of funny because Canada's always had a few really good breeders. You know what I mean? Like, there's always been a few guys kicking around. Well, Moreau's, I feel like, has been around forever. Nicole's been doing this, I think, over a decade now.
Yeah.
Then you have guys like Billy, obviously. You have guys like Jesse Wilson back when he was in it before. You got guys like Phil. You know, there's a bunch. But I really Mark, like that's what I mean. There's always been a bunch, but I feel like there's a lot of guys now right under that. Do you know what I mean? Like before, there wasn't a lot of a stopgap. It was either the top guys or some people breeding out of the basement. Now I feel like there's that middle level is nicely filled out with a ton of amazing breeders here in Canada, making some incredible shit that you don't even know we have. Like, it's awesome. So I completely agree with you. That is so important for us to beef up, because the more people we get involved in the industry, the more it helps everybody. Like,
100%.
It doesn't help us to ship all our animals off to the States if it makes us an extra $200. Like, we want to keep a lot of the stuff here to help keep pushing Canada forward.
I totally agree. Yeah, that's to me that's a really important thing. I mean, honestly, that's why I started doing YouTube. Obviously, you want to promote yourself, but I started doing YouTube and really trying to push all avenues. Just thinking, you know, we need more. We need more here, right?
Yeah, and that, you know what, that's kind of the whole reason I started doing this, and not necessarily for Canada, but just in general. Like, the same reason I have my Discord. I just want, I don't want to say a safe space, because this definitely isn't safe. But just like a chill place to just go and listen to people shoot the shit about snakes. You know what I mean? Like, I don't want it to be intimidating. I don't want there to be 900 people watching. You know what I mean? I don't want any of that. I mean, 900 viewers would be great, because I'm sure I'd be monetized by now. But no, it's so fucking important.
Just so let me take that opportunity to tell you, good job with the videos and the interviews as well. I mean, it's huge that you do this.
Thanks, man. No, I really enjoy it, and it kind of sucked for a while there, because I was only being able to get on here every like other week, and then there was weeks I was missing a couple weeks because there was a lot going on. Yeah. But now that things are kind of finally settling down, I'm really excited to kind of hunker down and, you know, knock a bunch of these out and get back into the flow of it weekly and all that kind of stuff. Yeah. So, and that's the other thing. This is the other thing that I really like about this. I don't know any other shows that bring on like every question that comes through the chat. I try to catch everybody, right? Because that's what's important to me. The people watching, I want them to know what they're.
Well, that makes it a conversation with everybody, man.
Absolutely. Yeah. Okay, so I already had it up. Origin of your business name. And sorry, I know you can read the questions. I try and say every one of them out loud, because I've been told a lot of times if people are only listening to the audio, it's hard to keep up.
So the origin of my business name was, so first of all, I've always been a science enthusiast. I love science. I love biology and astronomy and cosmology. So when it came to choosing my business name, I always liked the term genetics. But to me, it kind of goes into the area that I like thinking about, more of the biology aspect, rather than just throwing two snakes into a tub and seeing what comes out. But AB is my wife Anna and Brian. So AB.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Nice and simple, but hey, man, it works.
And I think it's catchy. I think it's easy to remember. So, and if you go into Morph Market, it's right up at the top of the list.
The first thing I thought of when I thought of your name was like, shit, he's gonna be on the top of like every alphabetized list. Like that's amazing.
Yeah.
You gotta like, unless somebody comes out with like AAA pythons or something like that. Like, yeah, you get it.
We all know AAA towing and stuff like that, right? So you open up a phone book, there they are, right at the beginning.
Okay, we're actually going through the set questions pretty quick. So guys, if anybody else has any questions for Brian, drop them in the chat. But what are your big goals for the next 3 to 5 years? I know it's a hard question because goals and plans change literally year to year. Like you could be in the middle of doing something and then be like, holy shit, and change your mind. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
But what are some of the big things you hope to accomplish in that time? Ideally.
Yeah. So actually it's fairly simple. Because I always think in 2, 5, and 10 year plans. I always try and look at everything I do with 2, 5, and 10. Right. So my 3 to 5 would be to definitely get in the groups that I'm working with that I want. So right now I'm clown, I'm lavender. I have some het DG stuff which I'm breeding right now, but to a clown. So I want to bring in my DG group that I'm waiting for, by the way. The one in Amsterdam, it's all DG. So when that comes in, I'm going to do a huge video, and I'm going to big up the guy who's creating all the most amazing DG stuff I've ever seen. But it's definitely to bring in my DG group and expos. I want to, the first expo I went to, I actually, and this is something I wanted to talk about too, just to throw it out there and give a little bit of respect to people, but the main, it's not the reason why I got into this, but the way I ended up falling into this was we wanted a Tegu years ago, right? A Tegu, before we had dogs. So now I got Great Danes and we have no room for a Tegu. But we were really considering a Tegu, and I went to one of the expos in Toronto and I saw Billy, larger than life, hands going, talking to everybody, crowd around. So I told Anna, I said, well, let's go see what this guy's up to, right? And then that's where I ended up buying lavenders off him, and it went on from there. So I got to give him the respect. With Billy, Mark Mandick, and Justin, those 3 guys easily just ignited passion in me to do everything I'm trying to do. So huge respect to those guys. And if it wasn't for Billy, you never know, maybe I wouldn't even be in this, right? So.
And that's basically it. Like honestly, without me running into Billy, the time I went to the expo, like when I was first starting to think about getting back in, I ran into Billy, and I already knew the guy, but like I ran into him, and me talking to him is kind of what exploded all this. So,
hey, thanks.
It's crazy, man. Okay, here's a good one. What was your first big disappointment or letdown in this hobby?
Ooh. I'm pretty content to say that I haven't really been let down. And I haven't really been disappointed. So I feel pretty good about everything. I haven't had any major losses. I haven't even lost clutches yet. I haven't suffered any major loss. So I feel pretty good. I'm taking it slow and steady. I'm focusing on the idea that it's a marathon. So I'm not trying to spend a fortune and get all the best stuff and say, hey, look what I have. But, so I'm trying to slowly build everything up on my own and nice and steady like a marathon. So that's the way, in my opinion, to look at it. Let's say my one disappointment was Facebook groups. I watch. I'm part of a lot of Facebook Facebook groups, just like you are, Chris. I see you on Facebook commenting on a lot of stuff and educating people on combinations, which is amazing to see you do. But man, I see so many people bag on new people that aren't too sure about what they're doing. And that's tough because the fish hobby had the same thing. You know, so it seems to be more not the hobbies, more about humanity, right? Is people get a year experience and they love bullying and putting down people that have less than that.
Yep.
You know, and you know, but I'm glad we touched on this because you were saying about how the big breeders in Canada, there's the big middle ground now that's kind of growing and really getting bigger, which, you know, you would all like to think that we're all a part of that. And that's an amazing thing. And kudos to all the big breeders because I reach out and talk to a lot of them all the time, just like you do, and they're nothing but helpful. So that's really an amazing thing to see. Big breeders been doing this 20 years and they have incredible facilities and they go out of their way to help new people. So that's, to me, that's what people online should be thinking about is, well, if this guy's way above me and he's treating this new person with a lot of respect as a future breeder, you know, that everybody should be looking at it like that instead of bullying people that are asking some question that might seem stupid, but if you don't know, it's not that stupid of a question.
And that's really it. Like the reason I'm in this is because Billy took the time to talk to me.
For sure.
All I did was inquire about an animal. I was going to buy a $500, and I did buy it actually, $500 banana butter pastel pinstripe male.
Nice.
$500.
Yep.
I'm pretty sure it was a world's first too at the time. This is going back like 5 years now. And yeah, I couldn't make my mind up the day of the expo. Went home, decided to stop by Billy's facility because he told me to if we changed our mind. Got there and ended up talking to everybody there for like an hour and a half. And then the next week I was there cleaning bins. And that was the same every weekend for almost 3-4 years. I kept coming back. So,
I mentioned
without Billy, I'd be this deep.
So sorry to interrupt. I was just saying I met you there over the last few years in Billy's facility, right? So
you know what? That's the other cool thing about being able to do that, though. I got to meet so many awesome people. Yeah, like it's fucking awesome. Like I got to meet so many people I would have never got a chance to meet, or at least not get a chance to meet that one-on-one. You know what I mean? Like I'm sure everybody runs into people at expos is like, oh hey, how you doing? Like
you can't actually have conversations really at an expo. There's too much going on. Right.
All right, guys, drop some questions, would you? I know, Brian, you said you only had an hour-ish because you have dinner plans, so we got about 15 minutes left, guys.
You don't have to hold it tight, but, you know.
No. 15-ish. But guys, drop some questions. I'm going to throw this up here. Okay, so out of what you've made so far and what you're waiting for, what's your most anticipated either pairing or clutch for this year?
Well, that depends. So you asked me this earlier too. We kind of moved along too fast, but so aside from the double heads, because the double heads are amazing, you just can't see that promise until 3 years down the road when I rebreed them. But so the double heads to me are very, very important. But the coolest possibility that I have is what I have in the incubator right now, and I have I got the girl from Mark Mandic, and it's a leopard blade, 66% het clown.
Mm-hmm.
I bred that to my lesser spot nose clown, and you saw Billy's lesser Batman. Now, how awesome is that thing? So if she proves het clown, I have that potential of making a lesser Batman. And I don't have a Batman right now, and I don't know if I'd go buy one, but to make one, I'd love to have one in the bin growing up, you know.
And you know what's funny? I actually tried to do the exact same thing this year. I tried to make pastel lesser Batmans, and my girl reabsorbed because I also don't have a Batman. I'm not huge on the Batman craze, but just for the power of having one, I wanted. You know what I mean? Like
that's right.
Having leopard and spot nose in the same clown is amazing.
Yeah, it is such a cool combo. But and sorry, one of the other cool things I'm really hoping comes out is I have a pastel blackhead an unbelievably high quality girl I got from Justin. So she's het DG. So I don't have my male DG yet, but I'm breeding her to my lesser spot nose clown, right? So I can make a pos het DG and a het clown. And I really love blackhead clowns.
Well, lesser and blackhead also work great together. Like that's an awesome combo. So
absolutely. So to me that's I mean, how cool would a lesser blackhead spot nose het clown pos het DG? You know, like man.
You know what? I don't know if you saw the leopard het DG stuff that I've been posting, but like, I don't want to say you can see the het DG, but holy shit, is it bright?
Right,
Oh
right.
So hopefully that helps you pick and choose a little bit. So I actually have one last stock question for you.
Sure.
I usually leave this till the very end, but I'm waiting for people to drop some questions in the chat here, so we'll just go over it now.
Yep.
If you could remove one gene from the entire hobby, so as soon as you pick, it's gone from everybody's collection, what would it be? And would your answer change if it was, in fact, only your collection?
If I could remove one gene from the entire hobby, would that change if the gene stayed in my collection?
No. So either you wipe it out from everything. So you got two answers here. You can wipe it out from everything. So if you effectively want to fuck people over, you can.
Yeah.
Or you can do just your own collection. Like you have
one gene out of my collection.
Yeah.
That's a good question. My initial answer would be I wouldn't, but that's an obvious one. So let's assume that I got a gun to my head and I got to do this. I don't know.
It's hard. It's a hard question. So,
question.
Kathleen already posted this up. My answer is lesser, and I'm just going to explain to you why.
Yeah.
So I have way too much in my own collection, right? Like way too much, and I have a lot in my clown stuff, and it really limits what I do because
you don't want bells.
I can't pair for anything that might potentially make bells. I don't want to make something that could be a visual clown that I have to sell as a hat. Like, no, I'm good. So my pick would be lesser, completely selfishly.
Yeah.
So I would eliminate lesser, but then it would also give me the added benefit of all the people out there that only own one snake, and it's that bell that they saved up like Christmas money for. All of a sudden, it's a normal the next day.
You know what? We all know guys that are pumping out bells, and those things sell.
Oh no! What's funny is when I say that, like I'm fully joking, because one of my friends that actually live here locally, that one of the people I probably see and talk to the most in the hobby, Jay at Pretty Balls.
Yeah,
she does an all bell clutch every year, and last year I think she made more with her bell clutch that was only like 7 eggs than I made from like 90% of my clutches.
Yeah. And you know, the cool thing about bells, I mean, aside from they're beautiful to look at, is those are pets. Those animals are going out to get loved by people. So that's a cool thing. That's a really cool thing.
That is a cool way to look at it as well.
But so let me do this quick because I know you said lesser. Now I like lesser, but I'm with you. Everything I do, I have to be so careful about what I pair because I have so much lesser. I don't want to pump out visual clown blue-eyed Lucy's and have no idea what the hell I'm looking at. So let me show you this. I know you've seen it. So this girl would not be the same without lesser.
Oh, is that from Dad?
That's from Dad.
Nice. Okay. Yeah. You know what? I completely agree with you. Like there are certain combos that lesser just absolutely makes.
Yeah.
And that's one of them. But that's one of my favorite animals in the hobby. Yeah, so I completely agree.
But I'm with you. So if I were forced to get rid of one gene, first of all, out of my own collection, I'm going to go against my own words here, and I'm going to say I would have to get rid of pastel, just in my collection, because once it gets mixed up into my clowns, it's so hard to not just have pastel all over. And you know, I'm
in the same boat, man. So many of my clowns have fucking pastel now.
I know. And don't get me wrong, I like pastel, and it's got its place. I've always talked about it, but if I had a gun to my head, I had to make a choice. Here. This girl just shed. Like literally, her skin's in there right now. So this girl's amazing, and she's the only visual pastel clown. That's a pastel spot nose blade clown. I hatched that girl. Awesome. Well, that's actually the sister of the one I just showed you. Right?
That's sick.
She got stuck shed still. But so anyway, so pastel looks awesome in her. You know, but it'll probably be, you're probably right. It's probably lesser or pastel just for breeding purposes, just so you don't have it in your entire collection.
I'm going to change my answer, and I'm going to get rid of Kathleen.
Yeah, because what's wrong with banana? Come on, banana's awesome.
Okay, this is a good question. If you had to trade collections with someone, who would you pick and why? Oh, man, I like that one.
So this would seem really obvious to a lot of people because there's so many amazing top breeders. It's easy to say, well, I want his collection. Honestly, the one collection that blows me away every time I see stuff is Joris Vanderhilt's.
Who? Sorry?
Joris Vanderhilt's.
Oh, yeah, fair enough. Nice.
Some of the stuff he posts, and nothing against any other breeders, but some of the stuff he posts, especially him and Marco, man, those guys are doing amazing, amazing stuff with DG and Amir and Harlequin. Holy man. I know so little about Amir and Harlequin, and I see the stuff they make, and it makes the hair on your neck stand up. You know, and their collections are, to me, at least for my taste, they're just a cut above, I think, everybody's.
It's funny that you say that because my answer would probably be Dean Omerman.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Because if anybody saw that Ultra DG Pied he made and didn't have to then reassemble their jaw and pick it up from the fucking floor, you're dreaming. Like, that guy has made some of the coolest triple recessives that we have in the hobby, and he isn't even given a lot of credit for it. Like, the first Ultra Hypo Pied ever made, him. Same with the Ultra DG Pied now, him. Like, he's constantly just making these amazing double and triple recessive animals. Yeah. And, like, his name does not get talked about enough.
It does.
And if I had to pick somebody in North America, it would probably be Showcase Serpents, because they're doing some amazing shit with their collection.
Yeah. Now, so Blackhead's one of my favorite. One of my favorite morphs. I absolutely love it. I think it looks amazing mixed with pretty much anything. Will Nussman, that guy has some amazing Blackhead stuff. And you don't see enough.
Oh, yeah, Will Nussman has some amazing stuff just in general.
Yeah.
Like, it's absolutely crazy.
Yeah. We'll have no banana bigots in these parts. I like banana. You know what? It's been talked about a million times, but the cool thing about banana is you can take people who don't know anything about ball pythons. You can show them all the different ball pythons you want. You can show them a $100,000 snake. Show them a banana, and they'll like the banana more than everything. That's cool power in one simple gene. And so, but banana's cool. I like it. Do I work with Ultramel? I do not at the moment work with Ultramel, but I do have, I don't know if you can see it that well, I do have this awesome girl, and she's a leopard blackhead, het Ultramel, pos het pied.
So, damn.
Yeah, so this was one of my, it wasn't an impulse buy, but I bought her because I love leopard blackhead together. I mean, it's such a cool combo. And at the time I was ready to get one, the het Ultramel pos het pied is the only one I could get. So am I working with it? No, that's the only het or anything Ultramel I have. And what I'm doing with her is I'm actually, I'm going to bring her into lavender. So maybe in the future, but not right now.
You should instead bring her over to Billy's to breed her with the Ultramel Hypopide that we have.
That could be cool, especially if you get pie.
No, it's funny. I just had to get that little thing in there because Dean, the guy I just mentioned,
we'll talk about
yeah. So it's
Yeah, I know. As soon as I saw you got that animal, I shot you a message, man. That animal's insane.
Oh, that's right. I totally forgot. Yeah. Yeah, you know what? It's funny because we were waiting for that animal for probably 16 months from the time we paid for it.
Yep.
Fucking COVID, man.
You know, I know me and Billy were talking about that you guys had this giant, and Catherine as well. Yeah, see, I see she just also split a clutch. So I know Catherine was telling me that, and Billy, that you guys had this huge order sitting in Europe, and at the same time, I have a huge group sitting there. They probably put on 500 grams since I bought them, you know. But at first it was COVID. I'm just waiting for COVID to get by. Now COVID's by, and I'm adding more animals into the group. So it's going to be so cool when it gets here. I'm gonna have 8 animals show up at my door one day. But so
what's really funny about all that though is everybody else benefited from the weight because everybody else's animals were bigger than they bought them as. We bought a breeder male.
Yeah,
it didn't need to get any bigger. We just needed it here.
Yeah.
So we lost an entire year with it, which sucks. Like I could have animals that are like 800 to 1,000 grams.
Well, that's the same with me. I bought a bunch of hatchlings last year, and they're all sitting, 6, 7, 800 grams right now. So that bonus to me, I'll be able to breed them maybe next year.
I don't know, man. I think the ultra pied stuff in the next couple of years, I think it's going to go absolutely crazy.
Yeah, I agree. I think Ultramel. So just the fact that I'm not working with Ultramel right now, it's just because I don't want to be a jack of all trade, master of none. Mm-hmm. I would much rather focus intensely on a couple key projects, and DG, Clown, Lavender were my passion right from the get-go. I do love Ultramel, and potentially in the future I'm going to get into Ultramel, but I'll tell you something I really like is Monarch. Beautiful.
I was just on Reptile Revolution 2 nights ago with Liz and Brandon. And I know Liz is big into the Monarch stuff. She showed off a couple after we got off the live. And you know what? Like, I was humming and hawing on it, but I think in the next year or two, we might have to pick up a female or so to throw in the rack.
And you know the cool thing about Monarch is there's so little that's been done. It's like the new Ultramel. And I don't want to pair the two together. Obviously, they're really different, and they look really different, and they're both amazing. But so little amount of people working with Monarch that there's a lot of ground to be gained there. So if you're in kind of at a low level, and you'll have the chance to really produce some groundbreaking stuff. So.
And that's actually the whole reason why we got into the Stranger, because we got an opportunity to get in on the gene before people really knew much at all about it. You know what I mean? So we get to be part of the discovery phase. And that's all I wanted. I want to make stuff and go, what the fuck is that? Guess I got to keep it. Like, I'm just so excited for that. And so we had 2 clutches. One doesn't seem to be from the Stranger. Like, he got her really late. And then another one went to a Visual Clown, and it looks like half the clutch has gone bad already, so I'm not hopeful for the rest. But that just means next year, he'll be really ready. And hopefully we can knock out 5, 6, maybe 7 clutches from him.
Yeah, you can never go wrong having Stranger in your rack. And if it doesn't breed this year, it'll breed next year. If it waits 3 years, then 3 years from now, that's when you're going to – but you have it. And that's the important part. You got it. All
right, guys. We're at 7:30. If anybody has – I can't. If anybody has any final questions for Bryan, we'll start wrapping up now. We'll get to any last questions though if anybody has any. I'm going to just go through some comments here from 4S's Pythons.
Thanks, 4S.
I don't think I missed any questions. Just looking quick. Ready to be reptiles. How's everyone doing? Well, pretty good.
Pretty good. I'm going to go after that's why I had to cut a bit short. So in a little while, Chris, have me back on. We'll do a longer one. But
yeah, no, absolutely, man. I'd love to have you back on. We'll do like a full length, start at 7, go till whatever the fuck we want.
Absolutely.
Show. And, today just worked out a little bit for both of us. And it just happenstance, just coincidence. But I'm not seeing any other questions roll in. So you know what? Let's just wrap it up here. That way we both kind of have time to do our thing. And Bryan, this this is good. Good thing this was brought up. So here's the issue with the giveaway. I tried to do it after the live last night, and I got so many entries for the giveaway that there aren't any live Instagram comment pickers that I can use that are just like websites because it keeps erroring out because there's too many to load. So I have to find a program that I can download to use, and I just haven't had time to because work's been insane. So hopefully early next week we'll be going live. I'll announce it all, make a big post on Facebook or on Instagram, all that kind of crap. But it is happening soon, I promise.
Speaking of shirts, I'll get one of these on deck for you. You're going to send one my way?
Sounds good, man. What size are you?
It depends. So I could be an XL. I could be an L.
Okay. Well, these shirts actually, like our shirts are pretty big, so I'll send you a large. If it doesn't fit, we'll switch it out.
Yeah. Okay. Sounds good. What about yourself?
I'm XL all the way. I love snacks. Snacks and beer, man. That's my jam.
You know what? I'm not a huge snack guy, but I love dinner. You know?
Okay, yeah. I mean, I just love all food. Well, I shouldn't say all food, but the foods I love too much.
You like dessert? I'm not a dessert guy. I don't do dessert.
No, I'm literally like, I'm terrible for like chips, like stuff like that, like just snacky foods. I wish it makes me so angry.
I don't have that problem. I don't like chips.
I wish I didn't have that problem. That'd be fantastic.
Yeah.
Anyway, Bryan, just
okay.
want to thank you again. This was awesome. Like we said, we'll have you on later for a full length episode. Maybe we can have you back for one of our shows that we do. I'm going to try and like every 3 months or so do like a Canadian breeder highlight show that has 4 or 5 people from Canada and just sort of have a full discussion. So
absolutely, I'll be there anytime.
Awesome, man. Well, thanks again. I hope you have enough time for your dinner. I hope it's a good time, and hope you have a great weekend, man.
Yeah, it'll be good. Thanks, everybody, for coming, too, and thanks for the questions.
See you guys later.
Peace.
Whoop.